What's up, y'all? This is Kwame, and I am so glad to be a part of a Brilliant Mind Gala. We are raising funds for Silence the Shames, music, and mental health programs. So, if you would allow me, I would like to drop a little classic on y'all like this. Huh. All right. How am I looking? I'm looking all right? Ladies and gentlemen, the Kit Kat Club is proud to present something new, something different. So would you please give a warm welcome for the rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Come on. I came here for something funky to happen. Is this Christmas? Cause everybody's rapping. But panic gets sparked by the songs that I sing. No, my name is Martin Luther, but I'm considered the king. Still, beats pumped by the mic I clamp. I don't need an amplifier. The brain is the amp. I got beats to make you tingle, makes your body mingle. Like you got the fever for the flavor of a Pringle. Weak, I say not so. Just like Picasso, a pioneer, I am here. Ask me how I got so fly. The answer I can give them, silence and shame, and my dope rhythm. I serve the Lord and Master, giving mental harm. My so cheap belief is that of Islam. My beats pump, so let it grab ya. I got a trick, but my name ain't Alibaba, so open sesame. Never heard the best of me. Bet you all the people in the place, I bet the rest to see that it's a new beginning. My name, Kwame, and if you didn't know, I can tell you that I'm a mellow cool brother, slicker than oil. Rap gets so hot it makes the spit boil. The rhythm. Silence the shame one time. Huh. I bring your mind one time. The black could take a rap to the MAX, and as I step in the party, that's when they ask for me to get on strong. No fear, just like a gladiator. Turn on, steam up MCs just like a radiator. Play them all out, execution and style. Speak my piece, just release, refusing to smile. This is serious, though I rap with little humor, but still MCs out here assume I can never bust a fat rap twice at that price. On any mic you gave me, I got nice. I push up, pull up, sit up, get up, I'm fed up. Shut your lip up and let's go head up. Poisonous is venom, no mistakes in them. Gucci on silk, you got Bosco on denim. No, my name ain't Taco, Emilio, or Paco, but Kwame, boy. And I got your chick on the side, cause she sweating my tip. Gave a peck on the neck just to wet in my lip. I don't drop my pants for no raggedy ants, just to pass up a chance on the kid's romance. Now should I blow this mic? Like I said I might. Got the force of 20 men like a Jedi Knight. And it's kinda hard for me not to do it slow. So I gotta go the rhythm. Silence the shame. A brilliant mind. Thank you so much for having me. Let's keep it going. All right, y'all. Peace.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2021 Silence the Shames of Brilliant Mind Gala. I am your lifestyle specialist, Kenny Burns, and it is my honor and privilege to be your host this evening. Make sure you stay tuned. We have a number of exciting things in store for you. Silence the Shame is a nonprofit organization that focuses on education and awareness around mental health and wellness. The mission is achievable: empower and educate communities on mental health and wellness. The vision is clear: to be a world leader in erasing the stigma and educating communities on mental wellness through community conversations, wellness training, compelling content, and outreach programs. Since 2015, Silence the Shame aims to normalize the conversation, peel back the layers of shame, eliminate stigma in mental health and wellness, and provide support of mental well-being. Tonight, we plan to highlight and recognize those efforts made in striving for everyone to have a brilliant mind.
Peace, everyone. I'm very grateful to be here for Silence the Shame at this Brilliant Mind Gala. For me, I just want to talk to everyone out there about mental health and just talk about my experience with it. I grew up on the south side of Chicago, and mental health and wellness was something that wasn't discussed much. And when it was discussed with a negative stigma. Like, man, if somebody was talking about they were going to see a psychiatrist or seeking mental help, then we would get them the label crazy, and I think it was a wall that a lot of us had up just because of what was passed down from generations of us thinking that, you don't seek out help. You already have spirituality, you have God. Well, I found through my own pain and experiences of repeating things in life that when I was able to access and actually get some mental health support for myself, I opened up new things within me and let go of a lot of things. and learned a lot more about me and became more of myself. And that's a way to get closer to God. God works through us as people, and works through different methods. You know, it's when people would give me that, I'll be like, hey, well, God works through people. So, and with mental health is, you really actually are being supported by someone who is a professional and can take your pain and the things that you've experienced and actually give you a better understanding of it and give you techniques and methods and ways to get rid of it. And I think for me, dealing with the things that I had experienced, whether it was sexual abuse, whether it was like just abandonment and different things that I didn't even know like the terms for it. I really came to grips with it. And I can say at this point in my life, I've been the most I've ever been me. So as a Black man, I'm grateful and proud to talk about mental health. And I think it's something, no matter what gender you are, what color you are, something that will benefit our lives as we open up about these things, and make it okay within our community to talk about it and actually embrace it and endorse it. So I really salute, when it comes to the musicians and music and connecting mental health, I really salute the musicians who have been out there, who talked about it, and you really look at them and think, wait, this is Jay-Z, this is Kanye, this is Kid Cudi. These guys are like the top of the chain. They the great ones out there, and they talking about how they've had issues and had to deal with those things and had mental health support. It has benefited their lives. And I think with music, we, because we do, like within our communities, are the mouthpieces. We express a lot of what we go through as personally, but then we also the mouthpieces for the community. I think it's something really powerful for those who are listening to these artists to hear them talk about mental health. And I think it's also a really great way for us to express ourselves in music, to talk about those things. It's a healing in itself when we talk about it, but it's also a way to inspire others to feel free about it. So I thank you, Shanti, for what you're doing, for what you've been doing with Silence the Shame, and you opening up, being such a powerful voice in this industry, and what you've done to this industry and created so many avenues for others. But now you're creating ways to better our lives in a new way, connecting music and mental health support. So I just really appreciate that, and appreciate all of you all who are bringing this to our communities. Thank you, and enjoy the gala, and God bless each and every one of you.
Silence and the shame. You are not your mistakes or what someone did to you. You walk past people every single day who appear to have it together, but man, if you only knew or even had a clue. One thing's for sure is that we all have a past. Some things we're not so proud about, so we hide behind the mask. Would you ever share it? Never. So you keep it and run with it forever. But I don't think this is what Keith meant when he said, make it last. Some were molested. Some smoked or drunk up the money that your folks invested. Some people are negative because you're positive from the results when they tested. Got suicidal thoughts. Asking God to stop the world so you can get off. Oh no. And nowadays people look at you sideways and all you got to do is sneeze or cough. The world. But you don't know what triggers us. Silence is an iron of steel, but carrying around its weight can be rigorous. And they wonder why some people can be so belligerent. But you don't have to live life as a pessimist. It doesn't mean you're special because you go and see a specialist. But we conquer the shame when we expose it. No one has a heaven or hell to put us in, so why do we care who really knows it? See, God is the referee with the whistles. You should be the one who blows it. It's time to change the game. Acknowledgement, confession are the first steps to silencing the shame. Salute.
We are a nonprofit located in Atlanta, Georgia, and we exist to empower and educate communities around mental health and wellness. It was just an idea that I had in 2015 when I went through my own suicidal ideation, and I was doing a radio interview at V103 in Atlanta, and Silence the Shame just kind of rolled off of my tongue, and I was like, yeah, we need to speak up, we need to talk about it, especially in communities of color. We just need to silence the shame, and like a little light went off. I created my own day, National Silence the Shame Day, on May 5th in 2017. Lo and behold, 90 million impressions later, people were silencing the shame all around the nation and even the globe. Some of the programs and initiatives that we have, I think our community conversations are probably one of the most important ones that we do right now. And that is where we go into the community and we have forums and we include everyday people with lived experiences, clinicians, celebrities, and we're talking about mental health. We also do mental health first aid training, where we offer free trainings to people locally. It's really important to empower and educate communities around mental health and wellness because everybody's experiencing it now. I tell people we all have mental health. We may not all have a mental illness. It really is about empowering our community and saving as many people and to help people get the help that they need.
I know firsthand what it's like to live in a dark place. On October 24th, 2018, I experienced suicidal ideations stemming from a domestically abusive relationship and experiencing racism in the workplace. Organizations like Silence the Shame mean so much to me because they create immeasurable and impactful relationships and advocacy that allows individuals like myself to silence our shame. So thank you, Silence the Shame, for walking with me on this journey and teaching me to advocate for myself.
Jewel Gooding is the Executive Director of Silence the Shame, Inc. She is a national certified counselor with more than 20 years of mental health services and support experience. As a clinician for 7 years, working with children and their families with child welfare and juvenile justice involvement, she has also worked with adults with substance use disorders and countless advocacy organizations.
Thank you, Kenny. For the last 5 years, Silence the Shame has worked to normalize conversations around mental health to help others access help sooner rather than later. We believe in building a culture of wellness and compassion for others. This year, we will continue our outreach events like our 10th annual No Reservations Needed to support individuals experiencing homelessness and our Backpack Blessings to prepare students for the school year. Our community conversations allow us to bring education, information, and validation to members of diverse communities about mental illness, trauma, suicide prevention, and recovery. The Silence the Shame podcast is back, featuring transparent stories of healing. But this year, we are excited to launch our community and workplace wellness program, the soundtrack of mental health. Through this program, we aim to educate 10,000 artists, creatives, and executives in the music industry on the signs and symptoms of mental illness and wellness strategies to promote healthy living. In short, we want to preserve as much productive living on this earth as possible, which starts with how we take care of ourselves. In addition to our training program, we are ready to re-engage our college students with our Ambassador Mental Health Program and our newly created Young, Black, and Well Leadership Program to empower generations to incorporate wellness into success. We will strengthen our partnerships to offer content globally as we seek to embrace all culture in wellness. We hope you will be willing to walk this journey with Silence the Shame and invest in wellness for your community. Thank you.
Happy National Silence the Shame Day! There is still time to give. Text silence to 707070 or visit our website at www.silencetheshame.com.
We are producers,
engineers,
singers, songwriters, musicians,
tour and live production crew, and thousands more of us.
Without us, the music stops.
We need your help
to keep the music playing.
Support those impacted today at musiccares.org.
Now I would like to introduce Shanti Dawes. She is the founder and an accomplished entertainment industry veteran, speaker, author, and philanthropist. Shanti worked in the entertainment business for over 25 years and has worked directly with some of music's top talent like Outkast, Usher, Prince, TLC, Toni Braxton, and countless others. As someone who has suffered from depression and anxiety over the years, she also experienced loved ones affected with mental health disorders. With Shanti's extensive community work in the 2000 decade, she decided to establish her very own nonprofit, the Hip Hop Professional Foundation, Inc. The foundation was rebranded under the name Silence the Shame, Inc., the mental health movement that led the way in 2016.
Thank you, Kenny, for that warm introduction. I'm excited that each of you are taking time out to help us celebrate the 5th anniversary celebration of National Silence the Shame Day. I come here to share with you my story. I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, one of the entertainment meccas of the world. I was at the top of my game for years. I started my career as an intern and climbed the ladder to executive vice president of several major record labels. I helped many artists reach some of the highest peaks of their careers and break Billboard records. As one would think of being on countless tours, VIP events, red carpets, and helping others achieve their dreams, that I was living the perfect life. However, I was fighting my own battle. I was ashamed to confront my own mental health challenges. I was 7 months old when my Hindu immigrant father completed suicide, leaving my mother to care for my 2 siblings and I. It was a really tough time for our family. Growing up in African American culture, we did not seek therapy. We didn't go to counseling. We didn't even talk about what really happened. I would actually lie about how my father had died. I said, oh, he had a heart attack or he had cancer, anything other than taking his own life and completing suicide. And so I really hid and buried my feelings for a very long time. Fast forward, I had a really great time in high school. I went on to attend Syracuse University, majoring in television, radio, and film. And things, seemed to be okay. And as I got into the entertainment industry and really started dealing with a lot of the pressures and stress of working in a high-paced industry, I did not have good coping mechanisms and healthy ways to really address my mental health challenges. And so over the years, I found myself really stressed out, not going to therapy, not knowing what was really wrong with me, but I kept it all a secret from my family and my colleagues. And so in 2009, I had a lot of personal issues going on. My uncle had passed away. My mother, you only got one mama. My mother developed Alzheimer's, which was like grieving the loss of like the normal life that we had with our mother. I developed cervical spinal stenosis, which really should be something that someone that was 60 years of age would get. And it was all a result of stress, right? And anxiety and not really dealing with the pressures of our mental health challenges that manifested into physical illness. So I quit at the top of my game, walked away from a $500,000 a year salary, corner office, Range Rover, thinking I had the perfect life. So I went back home to Atlanta, one, to be with my family, to be closer to my mom, who was in Charlotte with my sister, and really to support my own emotional health and wellness. Well, things were good for a while, and then I also went through some financial setbacks because I just felt like God was pulling me to a life of service. So I started doing a lot of community service work in the Atlanta area. But then in 2014, my best friend took her own life. My best friend since the 6th grade. That was extremely tough on me. I had talked to her the day before it happened, and I started blaming myself. That also started me to thinking about my father, because she died the same way that my dad did, a gunshot wound to the head. And so reliving that trauma of my dad's death that I had never dealt with, reliving the trauma of knowing that I had talked to her the day before it happened, it only made my mental health and my mental illness even worse. And so in 2015, I came really close to taking my own life. I am not
proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I am silencing my shame around the fact that I thought about taking my own life. And that's where this little movement called Silence the Shame started. I was doing a radio interview on B103 with Ryan Cameron in Atlanta, Georgia. And I was talking about the fact that, we all go through a lot. We all have mental health. We may not all have a mental illness, but it's nothing to be embarrassed about. And that's when I felt like God had placed Silence the Shame and just that notion and idea of it in my heart. And I knew from that day forward, it was my new full-time ministry and walk to be able to do this work and to bring Silence to Shame to the lives of people around the nation and around the globe. And I just want to tell you that whatever you're going through, know that help is out there. Know that you need people who love and support you. We need people to be in our lives from a place of empathy, not of sympathy, right? We need to silence the shame and erase stigma all around the world. Be mindful, those who may not have identified their own mental illness. If you encounter someone, ask, what happened to you? Or how can I help you? Instead of what's wrong with you? We have to destigmatize the negative characterization associated with mental health and mental illness, period. So, good people, stay tuned. We have an amazing lineup of honorees, a stellar performance from my good friend Anthony Hamilton, a message from Atlanta's mayor, my mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, and a host of amazing individuals helping us to silence the shame today. And don't leave, because we also at the end have our favorite DJ, my good friend, D Nice, helping us to get through a multitude of pandemics in our world today. Know that each of you are loved and that you are each called to do something great in the world. Remember, take time, save a life, and silence the shame.
Hello, everybody. This is your man, Ronald Boyd DeVoe Jr., a.k.a. What About Ronnie? Oh, yes, it's going down. Silence the Shame family. Shanti Das, your passion, what you've gone through directly in life as far as mental health is concerned, and how you've just picked up the ball and run with it to the point where you're inspiring so many others is to be commended. And I am just amazing, just so overwhelmed by the fact that I'm actually behind the scenes, a small part of the organization. And listen, right now, it's not about me. It's about everybody out there that may be dealing with some kind of issue, whether it's depression, anxiety, it doesn't matter. You are not alone, okay? We stand with you and we fight with you, okay? You will get over this, whatever it is that you may be dealing with. This too shall pass. So, with that said, pull your wallets out, pull your checkbooks out, pull your credit cards out, pull your debit cards out, pull the food stamps out. It don't matter, you know what I'm saying? Because this is about giving to make sure that we can increase the awareness and the ability to put programs and various things in place to make sure that we are saving lives. And that's from your man, Big Ron DeVoe. One love.
Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Alfie here. So excited to be here. Honored to have been asked to participate in Ms. Shanti Das. We all know her. We all love her. And her Silence the Shame Gala, or Gala, however you say it, for May 2021 Mental Health Awareness Month. Part of what I do in my role as founder of the Acoma Project, a nonprofit, mental health nonprofit for our young people, and in my collaborations with one of the honorees, Mr. Charlemagne Nagad, as a thought leader for his Mental Wealth Alliance, is I get the opportunity to come and do amazing things like this, which is share a little bit about my perspective on Black folks and people of color, our mental health, and ways that we can take care of it. So currently, we're facing unprecedented attacks in the forms of vicarious trauma and racial trauma related to witnessing significant racial injustice and police brutality against unarmed African Americans. And so the first thing I really want to stress is that it is vital for us as Black folks and people of color, thinking about my Asian American brothers and sisters who are experiencing their own forms of people being biased against them and attacking elders and attacking our brothers and sisters in the Asian American community. And what I want to ask us to do is to name and center our mental health, to silence the shame around this issue, because there's nothing shameful about it. So as we center it, we claim it, and we can do things to take care of ourselves. We can eat better. I'm guilty of not doing that always so much. We can exercise, we can get enough sleep, and we can incorporate things into our routine to help us feel better, like meditation. For many people, that's prayer. For other people, that's finding a support group. And then for other folks, that's finding a mental health professional, someone you can talk things through with and who can give you some strategies. If we don't do those kinds of things to take care of ourselves, sometimes what can happen is we can find ourselves victim to or falling into serious issues like substance misuse and substance abuse. So we're not going to shame anybody for having those issues because we know there's a genetic component. We also know that there are environmental stressors that lead people to do what we call self-medicate, which can sometimes turn into substance misuse and substance abuse problems. So in closing, what I want to say to you is that I hope that everyone within the sound of my voice will think about, for this Mental Health Awareness Month, taking care of and centering their mental health, centering the mental health of those they love, people in our community, our beautiful Black rainbow diaspora, for all of us people of color, and to ultimately, you already know what I'm going to say, silence that shame. Thank you so much for allowing me to participate, and everyone, please take care.
Our first honoree is a living legend in the game and needs no introduction. From radio presenter to television personality to actor and author, he is a co-host of the nationally syndicated radio show The Breakfast Club, in which he was recently inducted in the Radio Hall of Fame in 2020. Deemed hip-hop's Howard Stern will never forget his radio and television contributions with the breathtaking show, The Wendy Williams Experience. He is also the founder of the Black Effect Podcast Network in partnership with iHeartMedia. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. I go by the name of Charlamagne the God, Leonard McKelvey, Brother Leonard, Uncle Charla, whatever you want to call me. And I got to salute Shanti Das and Silence the Shame for always being out here doing the work in regards to mental health. The only way that we're going to eradicate the stigma around mental health is if all of us continue to tell our stories. When I first started telling my story, a few years ago, I wasn't telling my story to receive awards like this. I was telling my story simply because that was part of my healing process. When I started going to therapy, I couldn't get on the radio every day or get on my podcast every week and talk about, things that are going on in everybody else's life, but not talk about what's going on in my own. So it was just part of, the natural transparency that I feel like I've always possessed. So when I was telling my story, it was literally just because it was my story. It was helping me to heal. And by me telling my story, it's helping other people to heal now. So sometimes things are bigger than you, man. So I want to thank Silence the Shame for constantly giving people the strength and the power and the ability to silence the shame around mental health and giving people the comfortability to speak about their experiences. Shanti, thank you very, very, very much. And I just hope to continue to tell my story and do the work the way that y'all have been doing the work forever. This means a lot. Thank you. Peace.
Hi, I'm Kenneth Cole, proud founder of the Mental Health Coalition. The Coalition is a collective of the leading mental health organizations in the country who are working together to end stigma once and for all associated with mental health. We are proud to have Silence the Shame as one of our partners and to amplify their important mission of empowering and educating communities of mental health and wellness. We know that 1 in 4 people in the world are arguably living with mental health conditions. We believe it's 4 important because it isn't you, it's somebody that you love, somebody in your family, in the community, or in the workplace. But we are all, in fact, living with mental health conditions. We know that 2/3 of us are doing so in the proverbial shadows because they don't have professional help and they don't know how to find it. We know that a large reason for people not accessing care is stigma. The coalition, in partnership with organizations like Silence the Shame, are working towards a world in which mental health is not associated with stigma, shame, or judgment. A world where all people feel empowered to openly discuss and address their individual mental health needs. I want to take a moment to congratulate Silence the Shame on their most recent endeavor, the soundtrack of mental health. Offering educational training and support to those in the music industry is so important. At the Coalition, we believe strongly in the power of peer support and being there to support each other. By supporting one another, we know we can all make a difference in our communities, and we know that this partnership will promote positive mental health in all communities, especially in communities of color. New and innovative programs like this are necessary to change culture so that people feel empowered to openly discuss and address their individual mental health circumstances. Thank you very much.
It's simple, I'd love it, having you near me, and having you here. Our conversations, outrageous. You smile, and I smile, and I say, hey, this is getting personal, personal, personal. Let's stay for a while and play. Girl, let's make this a moment. Giving you the best of me. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Having you close to me, having you close to me. Amazing, amazing, outrageous. Give your best to me. Good morning, it's breakfast. We lost track of time, but we had a ball. So let's get a movie, then dinner. Tonight's the night we'll just unwind and stay. Hey, let's stay personal, personal, personal. Let's stay for a while and play such a beautiful moment. Oh, giving you the best of me. Ooh, amazing, come on, amazing, amazing. Having you close to me, having you close to me. Amazing, amazing, outrageous. Give your best to me. Giving you the best of me. Giving you the best of me. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, having you close to me. Having you close to me. Amazing, amazing, outrageous. Give your best to me. Oh, 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 oh. Give your best to me. Amazing, simply amazing, baby. Oh, love, simply amazing.
Shout out to Kenneth Cole for that shameless plug and my man Anthony Hamilton for that amazing performance. Our next honoree is changing the way we think about love, life, relationships, and everything in between. For more than 15 years, this licensed psychotherapist, media personality, wife, and devoted mother of 7 has delivered the answers to some of life's most challenging questions. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the one and only Spirit.
Thank you so much to Silence the Shame for such an amazing honor. I don't want to take up too much of your time tonight, but I do want to take a moment to remind you that you may be in the fight for your mental health and not even know it. For so many of us today, mental wellness is a luxury that those who came before us didn't have. The physical threats they faced, genocide, forced migration, enslavement, systemic racism, these circumstances were so traumatic that had they been emotionally connected to their bodies, the symptoms related to the depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress would likely have killed them or caused them to altogether lose their minds. So they packed it away so that you and I might exist, battered and bruised, and in many ways disconnected from our own bodies and emotions. But here, in this moment, we have the opportunity to heal and return to our bodies. As a hidden essential worker, I recognize that our nation is quickly moving towards a mental health pandemic. And despite my team and I providing more than $50,000 in free and sliding fee scale services in the last year, we realize that it's the equivalent of removing a tablespoon of water from the ocean. So tonight, I challenge you to fight for the mental health of those you love, beginning with yourself. Know that it typically takes more than a decade between the time someone develops mental health symptoms and they finally seek care, if they seek it at all. To put into perspective the impact of that dynamic, I leave you with the incredible words of my colleague Resmaa Menakem, who so eloquently reminds us that trauma decontextualized within a person looks like personality, and that trauma decontextualized within a family often looks like family traits. And even bigger still, that trauma within a people looks like culture. So if you really want to do something for the culture, let's work to heal it, beginning with ourselves. Thank you. I'll see you in the trenches. Good night.
Happy National Silence the Shame Day. There is still time to give. Text silence to 707-070 or visit our website at www.silencetheshame.com.
Hi guys, it's Carrie Hilson. I'm so honored to be here with you all tonight. Thank you for having me virtually. Silence the Shame is a beautiful collection of great souls. Shanti Das, its founder, is so authentic in her work because she has a firsthand experience with mental health issues. She's been through her own crises, and I happen to really believe in the work that she does and the spaces that she endeavors to occupy. So I've been a supporter since day one. She and Silence the Shame are also the reason that I was inspired to speak about my own battle with depression. She was the first and one of very few that I've trusted with my own story. And that, is not an easy thing to do. So that should say a lot about her heart. So I want to take this moment to commend you. You've got a lot of support, and now you'll need a lot more support. Okay, you guys know what I'm talking about, but we want to see you take Silence the Shame everywhere it deserves to be, everywhere it needs to be. You're serving our community, you've served our industry, and now you're looking into, I feel as if you're stepping into your purpose now. Using your status, using your experience, using your insight, your personal insight, using your great heart your great resources, your awesome team. I want to see Silence the Shame do so much more throughout the years. I never want to see it end. I never want to see it stop. It's so integral. She's been a shoulder I can lean on, and that for so many others. So we're grateful for you. We're here in support. And thank you for inspiring me and utilizing me in the ways that you do. I love standing with Silence the Shame. So I hope you all have a great night. I hope you dig deep into your pockets and make this a night to remember for years and years and years to come, and for all the creatives that need us. Thank you.
I'm no stranger to mental illness. I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder around the age of 13 when my parents divorced. About 2 weeks before my 18th birthday, my mother passed away. And then 10 years later, my father passed away. It was in 2015 that I met Shanti Das, and I heard about this movement that she was doing called Silence the Shame. At this point, it was just her brainchild, but I pulled her aside because I knew I needed to get involved. Fast forward to a year later, like I said, my father passed away, and I needed to find somebody within my network that had experienced the same type of loss that I had. So I reached out to Shanti. I had already lost my job because my father had passed away, and I needed something to do. And Silence the Shame was what I decided to do. She had just trademarked our logo, and I started working on the Instagram, and it's been history ever since. I'm so thankful to Silence the Shame and Shanti for taking a chance on me. Silence the Shame has not only given me a career, but it's also given me purpose when I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. Losing my father at 28 was devastating for me. I truly hope that my parents are looking down at me proud, especially my father. He drilled into me the power of a network, and because of my networking, I met Shanti. I have this amazing group of people around me, and I'm surrounded by love all the time. So I'm a part of a club I don't really like to be a part of called the Orphan Club, and if any of you find yourselves joining that club at any point in time, just know that it's okay to be sad. Grief is a journey. You might be on it for a very long time, and it's okay. Find that support group. Find those people that are really going to be there for you, and find the things that make you happy and take you outside of that place of grief. Things will get better. That first day is going to be hard, but I promise you, it's going to hurt a little less each day.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Lecrae, and I just want to say that I'm extremely honored and proud to be a part of everything that Silence the Shame has done. As somebody who is an advocate of mental health, an advocate of all of those who struggle with mental illness, Silence the Shame has done wonders for the community and wonders for everyone, including people like myself, to find stabilization, to find the health and healing that they need in this time.
Join a Brilliant Mind Gala silent auction by texting the word silence to 76278 or visit our website at www.silencetheshame.com for a chance to bid on several items and trips to gift cards and more.
As 1/3 of the hit group Destiny's Child, Michelle Williams, entered our homes and radios and rose to superstardom. One of the best-selling female groups of all time, as well as a solo R&B and gospel artist, Michelle sang songs of strength, love, and courage. But behind the scenes, she was trying to work through some personal issues that weren't publicly known. Her new memoir, Checking In: How Getting Real About Depression Saved My Life and Can Save Yours, is slated for release this month and details how she confronted those issues head on. We honor Michelle Williams for her personal strength and courage, and for using her personal platform to let the world know it's okay to have struggles, and it's okay to seek help. It was time to silence the shame. Today we honor Michelle Williams, singer, songwriter, actress, and Silence the Shamer.
Good evening. I am just truly blessed to be receiving this beautiful award. In my name, it says presented to Michelle Williams for impacting lives around mental health and wellness. And Shanti, thank you so much. And to everyone associated and who works with Silence the Shame, thank you so much. This means the world to me, the Shameless Truth Award. And while we are silencing the shame around mental illness, we are amplifying courage, we are amplifying bravery, we are amplifying passion. Not only passion, but we are amplifying our purpose, our call, and our assignment in ending the stigma around mental illness. To all the other honorees, I salute you, D Nice, Charlemagne, and Spirit. I am just truly blessed to be with you guys as honorees as well. So let's keep moving forward. As my grandmother always would say, keep the faith.
Thank you for having me today at the Silence the Shame Gala. I am proud to support the work Silence the Shame has done and continues to do to increase mental health literacy and eliminate any stigmas associated with it. This once-in-a-century pandemic has been difficult for people across the country. A difficult time has exacerbated challenges, especially for those who have been managing their mental health and mental health crises over time. In this time where many of us are isolated and forced to distance from one another, mental health is often challenging to maintain. Our lives have been altered. For some, that meant loss of jobs. For others, it meant spending more time isolated away from family and friends, or struggling just to keep food on the table and a roof over your head. As a pastor and as a senator, I have seen the unfathomable toll this has taken on Georgians in every corner of our state, both mentally and physically. And this is why the work of Silence the Shame is so important. It reminds us that stigma is one of the great barriers to getting the help needed for mental health challenges. And as people are physically distanced from one another, it becomes even more difficult to ask for help. The truth is, everyone, regardless of zip code or income, deserves to know that their life matters and that they deserve the resources needed to improve their own mental health outcomes. Together with the right support, we can overcome the most challenging of obstacles. Thank you for all that you are doing. Let's continue to find ways to support one another. Again, thank you for allowing me to join you this evening and in the important work that we must do in the days ahead.
Shout out to Senator Warnock for that shameless plug. Our last honoree of the evening saved our lives during the pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, this man spoke to us musically through his soul. D Nice is a father, a disc jockey, beatboxer, rapper, producer, and photographer who began his career in the mid-1980s with hip-hop supergroup Boogie Down Productions. His journey through the music industry brought him to reach Billboard charts, develop affiliations with record labels Jive, Violator, and Rock Nation, and even coined the discovery of artist Kid Rock. Recently, D Nice began hosting Homeschool at Club Quarantine alongside my brother DJ Clark Kent live on Instagram from his home as a way for people to come together and help others cope with COVID-19's global health crisis. The success of this event ran for 9 hours and brought together over 150,000 viewers streaming worldwide, including the Obamas and current President Joe Biden. He was also one of the honorary recipients for the Shine a Light Award during the 2020 BET Awards for his contributions of Club Quarantine, and was awarded Entertainer of the Year at the 52nd NAACP Image Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to my brother, D Nice.
I would like to thank Silence the Shame for this wonderful award and this acknowledgement. You know, when I first started playing music in this virtual club Quarantine, it was something that I did that was healing for me the very first time. And as I read the comments, I realized that music was truly saving the lives of so many people. And that was the reason why I went on every day and continued to play music throughout the pandemic. music has always been a source of inspiration for me. Anytime I felt down, and trust me, there were a lot of times, especially during 2020, where I felt, a little sad, and because I wasn't with my family, wasn't with friends, the world was changing, and every time I felt that way, playing music lifted my spirits. Reading the comments from other people lifted my spirits, and it was always important for me to continue to be a source of inspiration for others. And it's something that I want to continue doing. And, I appreciate everyone. And Shanti, I appreciate this award. This is one of the most important awards to me that I've received. One of the most important acknowledgments. Thank you.
Hey, this is Motown recording artist Kim. So happy to be here with you for the first annual Silence the Shame Gala. As someone who's been diagnosed and treated for clinical depression, I understand the importance of promoting mental health wellness throughout our community. When I was growing up outside of Detroit, we didn't have words for mental illness. It wasn't even a part of our lexicon, which is why I'm honored to stand with Silence the Shame. Thank you, Shanti Das, for using your platform, your experience, strength, and hope to promote mental health wellness throughout our communities and beyond. Hopefully next year this time we'll all be in the same room and we can do this together. We can silence the shame, the stigma associated with mental illness, and improve mental health outcomes. Until then, God bless, stay safe, and keep love on the one.
Hello, I'm Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, and I'm pleased to join my friend Shanti Das and all of you for the inaugural A Brilliant Mind Gala. Over the past year, the COVID-19 pandemic has underscored many fractures in our communities, including lack of treatment for mental health. For some, it may be the first time that you've experienced anxiety or depression. For others, the last year may have only made these conditions worse. If you are fortunate and you aren't struggling in these areas, please take some time to make space for those who are. There's so many in need. On this National Silence the Shame Day, it's my sincere hope that we will all do the work that needs to be done to remove the stigma of emotional and mental health challenges. Thank you, Shanti, for your passion and your leadership and your voice in this area. And to the entire Silence the Shame team, thank you for working each day without ceasing to eliminate the stigma surrounding mental health and creating safe spaces and providing much needed resources for our communities and reminding each of us that we are not alone.
Tell me that you never let me down, down, 'cause you're my final breath before I drown, drown. Yeah, I'm drowning, lost in this world with these waves all around me, deep in the darkness where it's heartless. I don't know if I can make it, I'll be honest. And I'm fading, trapped and I feel like it ain't no escaping. Down to the bottom, all these problems got me drinking, might drown in this bottle. All this drama got me thinking, if I had one call, would you answer it? Or would you take back all of your promises? 'Cause I don't know who to turn to or who to trust. I don't know who to turn to or who to trust. So tell me that, will you tell me that you never let me down, 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 down. Yeah, 'cause you're my final breath, right before I drown. Yeah, drown. You're my last resort. You're my last resort. Who takes my take my pain away? Hey, take my pain away. Yeah, yeah. I need to know will you tell me? Yeah, I need to know will you tell me? Yeah, never, never let me down. Yeah, never, never let me down. Come save me, come save me. Cause I've been in way over my head lately. Shame got me sinking, going off the deep end. Heartache took my breath away, now I'm barely breathing in. I'm hoping, cause it's the only thing that keeps me sober. I feel like I'm losing it, like what am I doing here? I need you to bail me out, I need you to pull me in. If I had one call, would you resurrect? Or would you take back all of your promises? Cause I don't know who to turn to or who to trust. I don't know who to turn to or who to trust. So tell me, yeah, will you tell me please? Will you tell me that you, hey, never, never let me down? Hey, cause you're my final breath. Yes, hey, before I drown, yeah, before I drown. Woo, you're my last, yeah, you're the only, yeah, you take my pain away, yeah, 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 please, tell me that you never let me, tell me that you never let me down.
Live from Pacific Palisades, California, my name is James Andrews, and I'm honored to serve as the co-chair of this meaningful, impactful, and amazing gala this evening, alongside my colleague, Mr. Lonnie Johnson. A Brilliant Mind Gala aims to highlight those who are making countless contributions to the well-being of mental health in our communities across the globe. We hope this year's inaugural event motivated each of you to engage in conversations with your loved ones, even those who appear to be the strongest. And I come to you with an abundance of positive energy as we celebrate the 5th year of the National Commemorative Silence the Shame Day. It's amazing, Shanti. Lonnie and I personally thank you, each of you, for tuning in this evening. We want to give some thanks to our honorees, our wonderful host committee, my dude, Mr. Kenny Burns, and all of those who provided shameless plugs throughout the gala. And to all of our financial sponsors for making tonight possible. We couldn't have done it without you. And you made it possible, and we salute each of you. Shanti and her team keep up the amazing work. You know, it's I've known you for a long time, and I'm so proud of the work you do. Silence the Shame has been bringing to the forefront for years, and they will continue to bring to the forefront the conversation around mental health for years to come. So share this virtual gala with someone, and until next year, be blessed and keep a brilliant mind going while you enjoy Mr. D Nice as he heals our mind with musical therapy. Thank you.
Oh my God. Did you enjoy the show?
Oh my gosh.
That
This
was
is amazing.
so incredible.
Yes. Yes.
We're just so grateful.
We are. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being transparent. You are the reason we are here, so that we can continue to silence the shame and be okay with not being okay,
That's
right?
But
It's
I would not
creating
be here
that.
if it wasn't for you and Cameron and Free and Hillary and Portia and our incredible board of directors and our host committee, as well as our Silence the Shame committee. We couldn't do any of this work without you all. And we're just so grateful and humble for all of you that tuned in tonight, everybody that donated. We are still taking donations, so you can text the word silence to 707-070, or you can visit our website, www.silencetheshame.com. Let's keep giving. We actually have the entire month of May. Tonight is just the kickoff because we really do want to raise $1 million so that we can put more into our music and mental health programs. We're just so grateful to be able to do this work and get ready for the soundtrack of mental health. And let's keep saving lives, Jewel. How about that?
That's all we can do, right?
We are here to do this work and empower everyone. So let's go! And congratulations once again to our inaugural A Brilliant Mind Gala honorees. Charlamagne the God, Michelle Williams, Spirit, and D Nice. Your contributions to society around mental health and wellness are to be applauded, and we salute you and we honor you. And let's not forget my boy, Ronnie DeVoe from New Edition and BBD, who actually is our newest board member. So thank you, Ronnie, for this shameless plug, and thank you for being a part of this mission now. We love and appreciate you.
And this night would not be possible without the contributions from our sponsors. We are incredibly grateful for all that you have given, whether it's $5 or $5,000. We are super, super excited that you have chosen to invest in mental wellness around the globe. We are thankful, and I hope you know that those around us will continue to be thankful as well.
Absolutely. And Jewel, we have to thank all of our incredible influencers and celebrities who participated and gave those shameless plugs. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. Thank you, Reverend Senator, my pastor, Dr. Raphael G. Warnock. Thank you, Carrie Hilson. Thank you, Lecrae. Thank you to Kama, my boy, came on through with the powerful message of asking us to silence the shame. We are just so grateful. And last but not least, thank you to Kenneth Cole. And shout out to the Mental Health Coalition that Kenneth Cole started. And it's so many wonderful organizations as a part of that. And Silence the Shame is honored to be a part of that as well. So just thank you, everyone. Now let's go party.
Okay. Now what I need you all to do is to head over to my Instagram account because it's time to do the Silence the Shame after party. Let's take it to Club Quarantine. I'll see you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for participating in the inaugural Silence the Shame, A Brilliant Mind Gala. We honor some real superheroes. Continue to support them and know that it's okay to say how you feel. It's your lifestyle specialist, Kenny Burns. I love you. Peace.